Hi there, my name is Annie. Welcome to a 15-minute yoga flow where we'll focus on stillness, on quieting the mind, on tuning some things out. Yoga is a beautiful form of moving meditation, but it's important to remember that the best meditation doesn't necessarily come from complete stillness, from complete presence. It's very normal to let your mind wander. It's very normal to feel uneasy with stillness. So, with practicing some yoga flows, some positions or postures where you've got to be a little still and sink into it, it's a great opportunity to practice with just moments of stillness where you can still allow your body to flow and move and come back to your breath whenever you're ready. So, with that, let's come down to your back. If you've got a mat, when you come down to your back, your feet will go as wide as that mat, so a little bit wider than your hips. If not, just take your feet a little bit wide. Knock your knees together so you've got very little pressure or effort of the lower body to allow a little sliver of space between your low back and the mat, and without having to hold your legs up at all. From there, lower body set. Your left hand goes to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Find some big deep belly breaths. This is where you start to practice stillness, mindfulness, presence. Quiet your mind as much as possible. Notice what happens when you follow your breath, that natural rhythm of inhales and exhales, allowing your thoughts to come in, to come out, and then find some stillness. See if you can notice every sensation here. So as you're filling up with air, your belly expands underneath that right palm. As you exhale, you can feel your belly lower. All the while, that heartbeat underneath your left hand is hopefully slowing, settling, getting softer, getting slower. As you find that moment of stillness, of quiet, particularly in the mind, but also your body. Notice if anything comes up. Don't judge it. Just acknowledge and exhale it away. Sometimes when we're quiet, those tensions, anxieties, projections, expectations, miscellaneous toxicity starts to rile up. Thank it for helping you out and release it away. Be here, be now, be still, be present. When you're ready for that moving meditation, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, circle your wrists and ankles, wake up your legs, and then start to take your knees side to side really slowly into windshield wipers, opening up your hips, noticing every inch of movement. Sometimes what I love to do in yoga is a little movement and then a little stillness. So the next time your knees are over to the right, hold that. Your knees drop down. Now, even if this is uncomfortable because the knees are floating, when you open up your arms to goalposts, maybe one of the shoulders is floating. See if you can find stillness anyway, even if for one big inhale, one big exhale. Now your eyes might be closed. They might have become a little hazy, downcast. See if you can focus your mind and find a breath of stillness. Keep your upper body exactly as it is, if it's comfy. Your knees travel through center and go all the way to the left. Big breaths in and out. Find a moment of stillness, even if that right knee is floating, even if your right shoulder comes to float. As you come back center, bring your knees into your chest, hug your shins, rock left to right, massage that low back. Then hold center. Grab below your thighs and start to rock north to south. Give your spine a little love, a little massage, and then use momentum. Rock and roll all the way upright. Once you're there, take your hands behind you. Your feet go wide again, either a little wider than your hips or as wide as your mat. If you've got one, your knees go side to side, just like you did before. But notice the difference this time. Maybe a little bit more opening in the hips, maybe a little more tension arises. Notice and release. The next time your knees are over to the right, come all the way up to seated and turn to the right. Your left hand can be used for a little support outside that right thigh. Gaze to the right, twist out that spine. Then travel through center and do that same thing on the other side. Let those thoughts come and go as easily as your inhales and exhales. Then the next time you come through center, Cross your ankles, roll forward. As you come to tabletop, take your palms about one or so palm print in front of your shoulders, curl your toes, lift your hips nice and slowly, straighten or straightish through the legs, land in your downward facing dog. Now, pedal it out for a couple of breaths here. So bend the knees side to side, press the heels down one at a time. Then take an inhale. On your exhale, stillness. Notice how that feels different. A lot of times when we land in down dog, our home base pose, we inevitably just start moving around, start shaking things out. What if you can find even just one breath of stillness and see how that feels? When you're ready, your right foot will slide forward between your palms, pivot and plant that back foot. Your left arm comes over your ear. Now, as you land in your warrior two, set up the pose. So your front heel intersects that back arch of the foot in an invisible line. As you sink low, your arms are reaching so far in opposite directions. There's so much going on here that you've got to be present to quiet your mind, to find stillness in the body. Spread out your fingers, gaze over that right middle finger, take that right knee a little bit more to the right, and then see how long you can hold here. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, start to straighten that right leg. Pull the right hip back in space. Reach to the right until you can't possibly anymore. Your right palm can meet your right shin, or it can come on a block or the mat or your ground inside that right foot. As your left arm reaches up, take up space. Reach, reach, reach. Instead of falling into that right side, you're using your core and your lower body to hold yourself up. So you could actually take up that right palm and you wouldn't fall over. Press through both feet, through all four corners of the feet. Squeeze the kneecaps up and stay. Take one more inhale, quiet your mind. On your exhale, your left arm sweeps across your face. You're going to walk yourself over to the left. Your toes point forward. Find a wide forward fold. Just make sure your toes are in line with each other. They can be as wide or as narrow as you need. Your palms might meet the mat. They might not. You might even be able to come to forearms, but let your head and neck go. Anything that's holding you back here, thoughts, sensations, worries, anxieties, let that pour out of the crown of your head into the mat. Stay still. When you're ready, walk yourself back to the top of your mat. You'll land in a low lunge. Now, two options here. You can step the left foot forward and come up to standing to start your tree pose. Or, if you'd like, your left foot will come right in to the inner right thigh as you set up for your tree. Now, for your tree, left foot can be in that inner right thigh, could also be into the inner shin, or kickstanded down to the ground into that inner ankle. Once you decide what your lower body is doing, set it up. Take your arms to a T. Find your focus, your drishti, your gaze on something unmoving, and then see if you can lift your arms up to grow your branches. Maybe you even sway in the breeze a little bit. Maybe you even close your eyes. Find a moment of quiet in your mind, and then stillness in your body. Now you're definitely going to shake a little bit whenever we find balance. We do. Inevitably, our body's fighting to hold it for you. See how still, how quiet you can be with those little shakes, those little quivers. Embrace it. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, shake it off, let it go. Good work, you made it. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, open your arms, hinge from the hips, dive into forward fold. Let your head and neck go here. Shake yes, shake no, and on yes. Inhale is your halfway lift, fingertips to the mat or to your shins, maybe even a block if you've got it, gaze forward. Exhale, refold. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, slow roll to plank, top of your push-up. Hang out here for a sec. We're so quick to move on. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way down to the mat with or without the assistance of your knees. Press up to your cobra. Big inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulders, lift your gaze. Instead of flowing right back into the next thing, stay here. Lower down when you're ready. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. Left foot slides, drag, steps forward. Pivot and plant that right foot. Right arm comes over your ear as you land in your warrior two. Okay, take a moment to set it up. Any little wiggles, any little adjustments that you need to perfect that warrior two so that you can focus on the here and now once you arrive. We'll use wherever you are, however it feels, and work with that. Deepen the bend in that left knee. Open up that left inner thigh. Turn your right arm a little bit more to the right. Stay. Pull that left hip back in space. Straighten the left leg. Reach to the left until you can't anymore. Find your triangle. Find that hinge. Set it up. Make any adjustments you need so that when you're ready, you can find that stillness. Notice if anything arises once your body is still. Sometimes our mind tries to compensate and be busy instead. Let it go. Notice the sensations, and that's it. Your right arm sweeps across your face. Walk your hands to the right. Toes turn with you. Drop your head into that wide forward fold. Stay. Notice. Breathe. Walk your hands back to the top of your mat. Same transition to that tree. If you know it's going to be better for you to step forward and then come to standing and find your tree, go for it. Otherwise, right foot comes right into that inner left thigh. Does not have to be perfect. Maybe you take your arms to that T again. Maybe they come towards your chest. Maybe you go right to grow your branches. Maybe your gaze is really focused on something to help you find your balance, or maybe you can close your eyes and go inside here. That left leg might be shaking, might be wobbling. Your core might be so engaged, trying to hold you upright. Be as still as you can. You are steady, you are strong, just like a tree. So grow through the roots. Feel grounded, feel steady, feel still. One more inhale. On your exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, open up, dive into your forward fold. As you let everything go here. Let that low back release, straight or straight-ish legs. Inhale as your halfway lift. Exhale, refold. Step left foot back, step right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press up and stay. Exhale, release. When you are ready, curl your toes, downward facing dog for one final inhale. On the exhale, take your knees down. Slide your legs to either side and take a seat. Roll yourself back down to your mat. Once you're there, with your feet planted, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Press that right thigh away with your right palm and either stay here or thread the needle and grab behind the left thigh. See if you can find some stillness here. We are so wont to add wiggles or movements to poses. I love to do it too, probably more often than not. So that's why it's really good practice to focus being still once in a while. Take your left foot down, open up your arms, your hips inch to the right as your legs drop to the left. A little bit bigger, more intense supine twist than you did in your warm-up. Inhales and exhales as you find yourself in the present moment and quiet your mind. Then unravel, unwind that shape, and you'll do that same thing on the other side. Left ankle, right thigh, press the left thigh away, or thread the needle, grab behind the right. Find that moment of stillness and see how that might even be very difficult to stay. Right foot plants, open up the arms, hips go to the left as your legs go to the right. Allow gravity to weigh you down one final time on an inhale and an exhale. As you unravel, unwind that shape. You'll grab behind your thighs, rock and roll upright, just like you did when you were transitioning from your little warm up. Cross your ankles, come to seated. 2 final big deep breaths of stillness, of quiet in your mind on your mat for the day. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, fill up your lungs to the top. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, fill up with all of that amazing presence, quiet, stillness, and focus. Grab all that amazing energy between your palms and seal it all in by drawing down to your heart. It was a pleasure to have you here today. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of stillness. See you next time.